Last night, Shonda's dad was sure 2 suitcases of coins were missing. He believed she had taken them, and every clarifying question made things spiral. She got the stink eye. She saw him hiding keys and had no idea how to respond without making it worse. If you've been in that same loop, accusations, missing items, and every question making it worse, this episode gives you a steady, repeatable response you can use over and over. Hey, Christian Care Companion. Welcome to Dementia Caregiver Support for Christians. This is the podcast where we help Bible-believing Christians face 4 core caregiving issues: the hard burdens, the hard conversations, the hard decisions, and the hard emotions. Today's conversation with Shonda is about hard conversations, how to respond when paranoia or confabulation shows up without getting pulled into an argument. When paranoia or confabulation shows up, pressing for details usually makes it worse. Today, you'll learn a simple yes and validate and redirect approach that lowers friction, keeps your home calmer, and honors the truth without therapeutic fibbing. What you'll learn in this episode is the yes and validate and redirect script you can use when these accusations or confabulations show up, what not to ask, and why clarifying questions often escalate things, and how to meet the real need for safety, reassurance, or help without lying. If you're a Christian caregiver who wants steady guidance and a calm place to practice these skills, consider joining the Christian Dignity Society. It's a lifetime access for a one-time investment of $97 through the end of the year. In January, this will become an annual membership. But if you join by December 31st, you have lifetime access. This is if you want scripture-shaped support for your hard burdens, hard conversations, hard decisions, or hard emotions. And you can join in the link in the show notes or go to thinkdifferentdementia.com and join the society today. Now we're going to walk through real moments like missing items, suspicion, and those stink eye days, and give you some clear language you can use immediately. Now let's dive into our conversation with Shonda today. Hello, Miss Shonda. You're new. I have not met you before. Nice to meet you. So, Shonda, I take people through a pretty structured format. And so if it's okay with you, I'm going to take you through the same format. I know and understand, privacy, so share as much as you feel comfortable sharing. I will ask clarification questions if I get stuck. Okay? All right. So if your caregiving journey felt easier 6 months from today, what would that look like for you?
Well, my husband and I moved in to help care for both of my parents. My mom has mild cognitive impairment, Lewy body, and then my dad has Alzheimer's, and he's kind of moderate range. I think what it would look like is that my husband and I would better know how to respond to my dad's paranoia and his more difficult confabulations. I just feel like not knowing what to do.
Okay. That is really, really very excellent. That's a great question. Alrighty. So what I heard from that is what's standing in your way is communication. Would you say that's the right challenge?
Yeah, I think so. Just being equipped with the skills, whether it's knowing that, knowing the right how we should be responding to him so that we don't end up in arguments or making it worse,
Okay.
but able to bring peace to the scenario and
Alrighty.
put him at ease.
Put him at ease and bring peace to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, may I ask a couple of clarification questions?
Sure.
When these paranoia and difficult confabulation situations occur, walk me through kind of what that looks like.
Okay. So it's funny. Sometimes we can tell that he's maybe not in a good headspace. He's maybe giving a little bit of a stink eye, like looking at you weird. Or he starts hiding things like keys and iPads and phones and stuff. Other times it just comes out of nowhere. He blows up suddenly and he either thinks, I mean, sometimes it's more about thinking something. I guess the difficult confabulations would be in his brain. He thinks he's misplaced something or it's missing, and it's often something he doesn't even own.
Okay.
And then, or he thinks something's happened that's never happened, whether it's thinking we want the house, we want some money, there's some kind of argument that happened that didn't happen and it's evolving. Like if you try and clarify anything, it evolves, it changes. Or he just thinks we're stealing from him, we're turning mom against him.
Okay.
Uh,
So, something you mentioned has me wondering whether when these things are occurring, and please correct me if I'm wrong because I'm wrong a lot, is that you and your husband might be trying to reason through the situation with him?
Sometimes, sometimes we're really good about just addressing his emotions, helping him, really trying to help him feel safe as things are slaying. He's safe. And sometimes that works out really well and he responds very well, but sometimes he can't come out of it. And so then we try and, or it's like when he thinks I don't know. I think we get sucked in by the way he presents things and we don't understand where he's coming from or we don't understand what's really going on. So then we ask some clarifying questions, but it ends up down spiraling. So,
Absolutely.
yes.
Clarifying questions in his mind appear, even though we were just trying to figure it out, like we are, I don't want to use the word attacking him, but questioning him and not
Mm-hmm.
questioning the situation. And
Okay.
so, what I have noticed since moving in with my dad as well, the more I need clarification to fix the problem, the more upset I make him. So, what I've
Mm-hmm.
learned to do is not to seek the clarification. And sometimes that's hard. So, for example, right, the internet went out the other day and the dialogue went, and please note, I'm laughing because I'm my own best example. Well, Dad, what did you try in fixing it? Right. And he's like, whoosh.
Mm-hmm.
So a few weeks ago, I did a presentation at a local church and actually I've started to put together a formula that I want to teach you today. And the formula is specifically designed to be able to validate the person, meet their emotions, but at the same time not lie, right? Which as a Christian is something I feel is very important and I did very wrong for a very long time because the world teaches you therapeutic fibbing or therapeutic lying.
Yeah.
And so most of us, and if you're honest with yourself, you will likely agree with this statement. We do not like to be told no. None of us like to be told no. So when your dad is saying something that is confabulating or accusatory related to hiding things, right? And he says, where did you put my keys? Or somebody has stolen my keys, or whatever the situation is to say, yes, it sounds like you're struggling with somebody maybe taking your keys, right? And then the words, and how can I help you look for them? How can I help you feel safer? How can I help you? Whatever. So, yes, agree with what they said, not because we are saying that what they're saying is true. We're agreeing that that is what they believe.
Mhm.
We're going to use the word and redirect to meeting the emotional need or looking for the item or whatever it is. It takes some practice, but it's really been interesting since starting to teach people to say yes, validate what they've said, and redirect or meet the emotion, how much easier it is for people to start to try to implement this on their own.
I like the formula that, I mean, we've just been hearing, I think it's felt overwhelming hearing all the different ideas out there, but then trying to implement them. And there's three of us in my house. My mom tries to respond, my husband and myself, and we're all very, I'm a math brain, so reasoning is my first
So having a
go-to.
formula meets your need.
Yes, it does.
Well, that's wonderful because so it really is validate what they're saying, even as off the wall as it can be, right? My mom is, where's my mom? But mom's been long passed away, right? But we don't want to confront them and say, well, your mom died in 1920, 35 or whatever. Because if the person truly has forgotten, then sometimes they start to grieve again, right? But if they say, well, where's my mom? You say, yes, it sounds like you're missing your mom. And why don't you tell me about her?
Mm.
So we're not trying to totally, lie or totally just change the topic because that's what some people will do. It's like, well, where's your mom? Oh, let's go to the grocery store, right?
Mhm.
It feels like a hard turn. And so if we can say yes, or we can validate, yes, it sounds like you're thinking about your mom. You loved her very much. You had a good relationship. And why don't you tell me more about her? Right? So it's very much a very easy way to start to practice a technique of redirection and validation.
Mhm. No, that's good. It feels more simple than many things that we've run into, and then we just we just can't seem to get it. So,
Well,
uh,
there is a lot of information out there. There really is a lot of information out there. Probably primarily the biggest difference between what I do and teach people to do is caregiving. Dementia caregiving is a part of our sanctification process. It's a part of
Mhm.
our growth as a Christian, as a human, and as a Christian. So when you look at it through that lens of eternity, it changes how you actually do things in the meantime. It's based off of the medical model. It's got components of looking after the caregiver, but it is not either one of those. It's really a relational formation growth model to help people steward this particular journey from a Christian worldview.
when so maybe you could help me for a second. So that the other night he thought he was missing a couple suitcases of coins.
Mhm.
How do I do the yes, validate Yes, you are. Sounds like you feel like
So,
you're missing something.
so let me ask. So context is going to matter. Missing suitcases of coins, in my mind, as somebody from the outside looking in, is something of monetary value. Number one. Number two, did he have them? Is this something that was real? Or is it something that he's fabricated out of his changes in his brain?
Mhm. This was a fabricated
Okay.
instance. I mean, he does have coins,
Okay.
and he's got plenty of coins, but they've been in like tin cans and things.
Okay. So I would say, he would say something like, I have some suitcases full of coins, right? And I don't know where they are, or something along those lines.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
And he thinks he's put them down, or maybe he thinks we've taken them, but he's not saying that part out loud.
Okay. So I would say, yes, Dad, it sounds like you're missing something of value. And why don't we go look for it? And just go look for something. And just let him look for a little bit, because if he's fixated on that, by trying to redirect him and tell him what he's thinking is not true,
Mm.
it may, we don't want to do that. And then if after a while he's starting to look like he's getting frustrated because he's not finding it, then a second step would be to see if we can redirect him off of that topic.
Yeah.
Did that help, Shonda?
It does. Yeah,
So
it does. It's giving me some fight.
half of what we have to do is be a dementia detective. The more we know the context, the more we know what's going on, the more we know the history, the easier it is for us to figure out which approach to take. So, what is one thing that you can take from our conversation today that you can use this next week?
Well, I think definitely putting that formula into practice. Just really, really looking how to validate and then redirect or meet the emotion. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I am very excited that you're here. I'm very excited that you came today. I love meeting new people. I love hearing and finding out from people who are in the audience. So thank you for being here today. People who are really benefiting from the community are the people who joined earlier on before they need it,
Yep.
and that have been active and are participating in the community, because then they already know what questions to ask and they have a place to come, and they're not constantly wondering, what do I need to do? How do I need to do it? So people listening are interested in tapping into or learning about the community. I'd invite you to just go to the website, thinkdifferentdementia.com. There's a link for you to schedule a 20-minute call. There's no pressure. I'll serve you regardless of whether you join the community or not. But it is a way for you to take this relationship a little deeper, a little bit more hands-on support, because really the research also shows it's longitudinal support over time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. I would highly recommend Lizette. She's awesome.
Lacey, I appreciate that endorsement.